So my name's Marc Fennell. We just did a workshop about podcasting, everything from how do you start with an idea, why would somebody want to click on your podcast, right up to what sort of equipment to use and how to edit. So many interesting ideas I heard in the podcast workshop. I am going to steal all of them, full disclosure. No, it was actually really interesting because there's such an incredible mix of ideas in that room. You've got people that want to do narrative podcasts, you've got people that want to do conversation podcasts. There's so much creativity in that room, and actually the challenge is like, how can you be useful to everyone? And that's the thing I was trying to work out as I went along. I've been listening to podcasts a really long time, and I've been I've been making interviews and short documentaries for TV for a really long time, and I came across a story that to me seemed like it was going to be best told over a bunch of episodes, and audio was the way to do it. It was a story that demanded a bit of intimacy, a bit of humour, that involved going all around the world, and I sort of did the maths and went, this is the sort of thing this sort of story I think I could tell really well in audio, and something I've wanted to do for a really long time, and it seemed like that was going to be the best way to do it. I probably consume more podcasts in a week than any other media, which is funny for a guy that works in TV. I happen to drive 90 minutes to work every day, and so I get through a lot of podcasts. So it's become an increasingly important way I catch up in the world. I go on audio adventures, and so far I haven't rear-ended anybody driving to work, and I think it's because of the focus the podcasts give me. I mean, it's hard not to go past Andrew Denton. I mean, the man is a legend in the genre. But I think concurrent to Andrew Denton, there are very different kind of interviewers. I mean, Sarah Ferguson is one of the best interviewers in the country. She does something profoundly different. She does accountability interviewing that is tenacious, and she does not let anyone off the hook. And actually, even though what I do is very different, I look to her as an absolute master in her field. And so there's a lot of incredible interviewing that goes on in Australia, and Sarah is the one, I think maybe one of the reasons why I like watching Sarah Ferguson. She does something very different to me, and she's like breathtakingly smart. I did a tour of Hybrid World, and I'm still picking up the pieces of my mind from when my mind was blown. I watched drone racing for a couple of minutes and lived in fear of my life. The robot duels outside looked incredible. What else did I say? And at some point I'm going to skip the queue and I'm going to go see some VR in the VR booth as well.